Yo, what's up, guys? Joker bringing you another video for the Legacy of Phreesia event in days 3 and 4, I believe. This will be the recap of. We are currently level 90, and not much has changed. I don't think we've actually really changed anything about the character. The only thing that we really did change was completion, and I'm going to go over that in a second. Like, we went really hard on completion. So if we go and take a look at the character, I'm pretty positive all of the gear is the same as it was on the end of the day 2 recap. If anything, my chest plate, I changed the socket colors because now we are going more crit based, right? Right now we have a 72% chance. Oh, 63. That's not right. It should be higher than that. I could have swore it was higher than that. But I guess yeah, how did my crit? Oh, because the cat stealth wasn't on. When cat stealth's on, we have like a 73% crit, right? There it is. And we have 416% crit multi. So we're slowly making that crit transition. If we go ahead and take a look at our tree, it's looking something like this. All in all, I don't think anything has changed about the tree. If anything, we chopped off all of these nodes and we put them in a cluster over here, right? And we were trying to get feed the fuel the fight and martial prowess, right? I think it's something like that. It's like fuel the fight, feed the fury, and martial prowess are the three that I want. I could not get all three, so we settled for two. And then we just have some searching jewels here that give us a bunch of flat damage. And then this one gives us phasing on kill. We're still using our inspired learning, and sadly, it is continuing to crash in price, which at this point is pretty understandable, even though this is a really good league for like inspired learning and headhunter. So I don't get why it really is crashing as hard as it is, but hey, what are you gonna do, right? Apart from that, as you can see, the biggest change I just realized is going to be the fact that I'm no longer a daughter of Ushabi. I'm now a WildSpeaker. And we're taking Fearful Symmetry, Flash of Teeth, Great Wolf's Call, and Scourge of the Wilds. And we're testing out this. And honestly, this plays a lot like a Warden, kind of, just with having the availability of Tailwind. I may spec out of Scourge of the Wilds, right? Because we don't really even have that much dex, and try out like pack mentality or feathered scales, because feathered scales is literally just a chance to do double damage for free. And the second one, the second part of the buff is literally like move speed, right? So we might test that out here. Now let's get on to the completion part, right? And that's what I said we were focusing on a lot. If we go over to our map device, you'll be able to see that we are only missing one slot. We are missing 115 completion, and vast majority of these maps are unique maps that I don't feel like buying right now because they're kind of expensive. So I'm waiting a little bit, grinding out some scouting reports and Kirak missions. I want to try to roll it that way. And apart from that, we have a 6-slot map device. So we went really hard on finishing the Atlas because I want to play around with the idols. The idols are incredibly powerful. I'm going to make a video going over my opinions on them. But essentially, when you can do stuff like this, right, where we get 3 shrines right here, that's 3 additional shrines. And then we have shrines giving double buffs. And then we have like a 300% shrine duration or something stupid like that. It means, oh, and we have 160% chance for additional shrine. We should lower this because you can't actually go over 100 with the flat percent. We found out that it doesn't do anything, so I could take that away. But our shrine duration is it will be the only number that's like 200%. Yeah, 326% shrine duration. So what I've been doing to complete my atlas is I can show you right now as well. Let's grab a map. Let's just do this bog, right? We'll alk it and okay, that should be perfectly fine. That allows us to showcase the creature too. Obviously, we had to do the Chimera for the opening of the spot, right? This spot was kill a Shaper Guardian. So essentially, this character plays a lot like a tornado shot, Deadeye, right? It's like almost identical. We just go in, and the Herald of Ice is pretty much going to do a lot with little explosions. We have Herald of Ice and Herald of Fire on right now. So we have 3-minute shrine buffs, and we have 4 additional shrines that give us double buffs. This is what I've been doing to kind of cheese the Atlas, is since my character isn't the strongest, I've just been having the shrines carry me essentially, right? Because, oh hey, T17 map, nice. Because they are really, really strong, especially because I think we have like 30% or little bit of increased effect of shrines as well. When we were Daughter of Oshabi, it was kind of ridiculous with our passive shrine buff, right? Because it lasted for like 40 seconds or something, so we got a lot of them. But Daughter of Oshabi just doesn't have 8 working passives for a bow character, right? If I was still a wanding character, then that would be perfectly fine, right? But since I'm a bow character and it really doesn't have 4 working passives for a bow character, that's why we're trying out WildSpeaker. On top of that, we also have the Inspired Learning. So on top of the millions of shrines that we get, we also get just steal buffs with Inspired Learning, right? And this is kind of what mapping has looked like. So it's been pretty fast, honestly, and it's been pretty chill and enjoyable. If you're struggling at all, I would say invest in 50% chance to have an additional shrine in your map. Get 2 of those, and then get one of the 3x1s that, so fat long wise, that has an additional shrine, and then get a 2x2 that has 2 additional shrines, and that gives you a bare minimum of 4 shrines in your map that all give you 2 buffs, right? And then apart from that, you can just stack as much of the 40% shrine duration as you can fit. Usually early on, you'll be able to fit like at least 160. So you'll still be able to have like a 1.5-minute long shrines. And that's still pretty good, right? So that's what a map looked like. T16, that boss had extra life, and oh, I guess he was possessed as well. So he was stronger than normal. Let's jump over to King's March and show you guys my progress there. So we've been going hard, like I mentioned on King's March as well. We have 1 more rank until we can upgrade our Disenchanter into max and be able to disenchant uniques. If you remember last video, I said this was a goal because of the fact that we can disenchant like 1 unique, one of the T0 uniques or the T1 uniques, and get an insane amount of thaumaturgic dust. And it's better to do that right now rather than later. We haven't upgraded Isla at all, but we are essentially still the 1 rank away from max recombinators as well. So the plan right now is we're going to max out disenchanting, right? And then we're going to throw in a unique or 2, and we're going to start crafting, right? Because At that point, the only bottleneck would be our gold. And I think I know how I'm going to farm gold. I'm going to be testing it in these next couple of days and give you like my opinions on that and the strategy if it's really good. Apart from that, we upgraded our town to where majority of our people are T6 or T7. And there's exceptions where people are T8, right? And if we go here, right, majority of these are T7, and then there's a couple T6. And with our farmers, there's a couple of T8s, and then we go down to T5. No one working has a rank less than 5 right now, and it's still been really sustainable. If you've watched my video of how to progress King's March, I think I'm going to pin it in the comment to go like walk you guys through the ranks that I stop stuff at and stuff like that. But yeah, to have that assistance progressing. And then we have the level 7 sailors and the level 5 sailors. And then we go over, this is what I was showing, our last thing. Our bar workers are all above level 5 as well. So this means that they are all relatively effective with what they're doing. Before anybody says anything, I've debunked the theory. Well, not the theory, but the statement that you pay more on average for multi-classed workers as opposed to single trait workers. And there was this whole thing of where you're trying to go for the best workers with one trait. I debunked that. I've shown with numerous T10 workers that multi-trait workers can be more cost effective than one trait characters. You're paying for the worker themselves. You're not paying for their traits. Certain things are generically more expensive, right? Like mappers are generically more expensive. Disenchanters are generically more expensive than some of the other jobs, but on average, you're paying for the worker, so it doesn't matter if they're multi-traded. What you want to do is just get the highest proficiency people, period, for what you're slotting them into, right? And best case scenario, they are multifaceted, and at some point you can just move them from one to another, right? But I believe that was it. We went over the character, we went over a showcase, we went over King's March. What this means is I'm able to go ahead and start focusing on grinding gold and currency making strategies and recombinating and stuff like that. So the next upcoming videos, now that I'm essentially done with my atlas, is a bunch of strategies that I found out you can do with the map device super cheap for like very little to no investment and have some pretty decent returns, right? But how much are T17 maps? Oh, nice. But that's pretty much it, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date with this and future content. And until next time, take care.